Here now with my good buddy, but an 8-time All-Star, a World Series champion, now a Cy Young and Gold Glove Award winner. How does that feel, buddy, just to hear 14 years in your career?
Yeah, pretty crazy. A lot of work went into it, but, just kind of surreal.
Let's talk about health. You had a big season last year. It didn't end in the way your back kept you out of probably a playoff start. You healthy?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. It took a couple weeks into the off season, right? We did a lot of stuff at the end of the year to try to get over the hump. I took probably 2 weeks off just to kind of let everything calm down a little bit. And then, once I kind of got over the hump, started playing catch again, and just, you know how it goes. Those first couple weeks of knocking the rust off in the off season. But once I got around the Thanksgiving time, I felt like I was back to 100%.
For me, East and West, ball running east or west was just controlled by this. When I'm talking about compete mode during the game, and then north and south was my stride length.
Yeah.
I want to know something Chris Sale thinks about, not on side sessions, compete day. You're trying to win in Yankee Stadium. Stuff isn't right. What gets you right?
So I really try to simplify it, and it starts with my lower half, specifically with my foot, right? So I crossfire. So when I land, I'm kind of off my front toe a little bit. Where most guys, you kind of want to be in the middle of your foot.
I was crossfiring.
So
deception.
When I get going too fast, sometimes I get on my toe, and as soon as I get on my toe, I start going towards first base. Well, I already naturally go towards first base enough. So if I get on my toe and I go more towards first base, then I'm fighting going this way, trying to throw that way. So for me, the first cue would be heel on the ground.
Okay.
I have to stay connected. So if I'm driving through here as opposed to driving like this, once I get like this, it's ball game over. Breaking balls, I get lost. Fastball, I'm kind of cutting off because I'm having to go so far across my body. And then the next one's kind of simple. It's up, down, out, right?
Okay.
Meaning come up, go down, but stay over the rubber. Because the longer I can stay over the rubber and get this, because once I start getting this way, this arm starts lagging, ball game's over.
Look, one time I want you to run through pitch grips real fast, and then I got a little surprise for you.
Oh boy. All right, so four seamers, very typical. Just right there, horseshoe always on this side. I don't know why I started. I think Matt Thornton told me that. And I did like so many things that he did, so I just kind of kept.
Matt Thornton had as good of fastballs in the game.
Right. I think there was a day a year he had over 95% of his pitches were four seamers or something crazy like that.
Matt, he also could sink it as well. Do you?
So sinker, I just go right here. But this one.
What's the percentage? Where do you think using sinker in a game? Is it hitter? Is it situation?
So I would say more into a lefty. This riding away to a righty doesn't do a whole lot. I did start throwing some front hip to a righty, but I don't have this long, this
Lefties are cringing right now in the league, hearing that you're throwing sinkers into them.
So
they know that can get away.
Yeah. It's sometimes it does. I've already got one this spring training. Changeup I switched. I used to throw a four seam changeup, and then when my arm stopped working for a couple years, I went to this actually. And this is above my pay grade. This is beyond my knowledge of baseball. Is the seam shifting and shape, pitch shaping and all that.
But you're just basically getting off seams there.
Yeah, and the idea is to get out front, but kind of swipe across. For me, I always was okay, you got to pronate the changeup, right?
Same.
Right, and someone told me, they were hey, throw this and just try to cut it. And I guess, again, this isn't my deal. I'm talking about math, and I'm not a math guy, but it's the seams. It catches the seams, and then that's what kind of gives you that. I just do it.
Right. I hear it.
Just tell me how to do it,
ask many questions.
I'll go roll it, right?
If it works, don't fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then slider, I go on the horseshoe here. I know typically guys would kind of go on the seam there, but this always just
mine the same way.
More comfortable. And then I kind of play with this. This is kind of like my rudder. My thumb is my rudder. So if I want to throw one a little bit slower, kind of in that 72 to 75 range, I'll move my thumb down here a little bit. And that's the one that it's more like a curveball, a little bit bigger, a little bit slower. And then when I want to get the one that's a little bit sharper and kind of a put away one, I'll just go from here and I'll just move this thumb up. And when I that one I can throw a little bit harder. This one, not so hard.
When you won the Cy Young, I was asked to put a tape together.
Oh, God.
And this was the tape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this tape, and I'm going to let Chris Sale go for it. Here's Chris Sale. This is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about location. Right here, the best in the league throw the ball where they're supposed to. I'm talking about quarter size, and this is what I'm trying to show here. What's it feel like to strike Aaron Judge out? Pretty good?
I've been on the opposite side of it. Hey, that play right there might have single-handedly won me the Gold Glove. Not even do it. That ball literally caught me. Yeah.
Sailor,
hey,
what a pleasure.
I got to say one more thing that was really cool for me. So, winning the Cy Young Award was really awesome for me, right? Like, they're very unexpected after a lot of injuries, stuff like that. And to be able to have, like, just the full circle of that entire experience, right? Having you be there, being the one, on, the network, announcing it, having Greg Maddux be the guy actually announce it, right? Like, you learned from him. I learned from you, and then like we're all sitting there with these awards that we won, and it was really like a cool moment for me to be announced by a guy from probably the best pitcher in the organization, for the Atlanta Braves, and then having him be a mentor for you, and then have you be a mentor for me, and it was such a cool moment, and I was really appreciative of that. So,
buddy, look, I can tell you this. It was an honor of a lifetime to play with you, to watch teammates, friends go on and achieve greatness. Like I said, fame comes in a moment. You're great because of the longevity. 14 years in. Here's what I'll tell you, you got young people. 14 years in, World Series, 8-time All-Star, 7 or so consecutive, Gold Glove. You can do all those things in life, but if you're not a good person, if you're not a good father, good husband, that's what you are, and that means the world to me. And like you said,
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
It's fun watching friends do great things.
Hell yeah.
Chris Sale,